Hello and a very warm welcome to all the viewers of 3.0 TV. I am Manoj Zara. In a recent development, Flybondi, an Argentinian budget airlines, began its Ticket 3.0 initiative, which includes tokenizing all flight tickets as smart contract embedded NFTs, and which is also known as NFT tickets. Flybondi's decision to tokenize its tickets follows a partnership with NFT ticketing company TravelX. TravelX decentralized application provides a P2P marketplace for tokenized travel products and runs on Algorand's blockchain. And what does this mean is NFT ticket ownership is immutable record on the Algorand's blockchain, which enables ticket holders to sell, exchange, transfer, or auction their tickets after purchase. And an interesting bit of news, tokenization, which is actually nothing but a process of creating a digital representation of an asset where ownership and other matrices like location of that asset can be exchanged for tracked on a distributed ledger or a blockchain technology. And to discuss and explain this entire episode in details, we have invited a specialist, Mr. Subbu Joys, founder of Aurigraph. Subbu sir, welcome on 3.0 TV.
Thank you so much.
Sir,
greetings to you and the audience.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to have you. Sir, you are working in the distributed technology space since long. There are a lot of developments that are happening, as we have, mentioned for our viewers. Like corporations are increasingly implementing distributed ledger technology and blockchain technology into their platforms to increase efficiencies, decrease cost, and generate incremental revenue streams in the present and in the road ahead as well. So, what is your opening remarks as far as this event is concerned, and how corporates are placed to take advantage of this boom?
There are multiple aspects to this. To put it simply, tokenization of, say, airline tickets will make it faster, cheaper, and more secure, and increase the user experience considerably in the whole life cycle of a journey, and maybe beyond.
All right.
And that's where we think that this will disrupt the existing industry's practices.
If you can just elaborate for our viewers, अगर हम India centric अगर हम ये view को देखते हैं, so how this is going to transform? So I'm talking about roughly around 200 million travelers within India जो travel करते हैं domestic or maybe abroad. The figure can be plus minus here and there. But how will this move benefit our Indian audience? If you can just, take us through.
Yeah, let's take the journey of a passenger right from the time of booking until the time he exits a journey, and that journey may not be limited to just the flight. Say, for example, a travel agency takes up this as a part of their offering. Right from the time a passenger books, his KYC can be captured at the time of booking itself. For example, his Aadhaar integration and PAN card integration or driving license. So when the tokenized ticket is generated, it includes his KYC. And that can be then again role-based. So when he goes to the arrival desk or he goes to check-in and the security check is done, he may have to just flash his QR code, which when the security folks at the airport scan, they will only get to see his KYC, right? He doesn't have to pull out his Aadhaar, he doesn't have to pull out anything, that can be further automated by just having a scanner for his ticket, which will confirm his KYC. Then he checks in his baggage. His baggage can be linked to his tokenized ticket and validated against that. So both at the check-in baggages as well as his cabin baggages get validated and linked to him, and then he completes his journey. Now, over there, say if he has to pay extra for his food and beverages on the flight, that can be again linked within the token completely through a smart contract. Complete the journey. When he checks out, when he lands and picks up his baggage, he can again validate his luggage, so there can be no missed baggages and things like that can be covered. Uske baad, say if a travel agency has booked his ticket along with, say, an airport, along with a hotel stay or maybe cab booking and jo bhi hai, all that can be included as a single token.
Fantastic.
Which will validate him, which will confirm that he's the person. And that way, all this can be seamlessly integrated, which will reduce any friction, as we call it, or and improve the consumer experience.
Wow, fantastic. Since you mentioned the A to Z, the journey from, since the time a customer books his ticket till the time he checks out from the airport, you explained it really well, sir. But let's divide this segment into two parts. First is B2B, and then we will touch base upon how the customers will benefit. So in this case of Flybondi, wherein they have already initiated the NFT ticketing, or maybe NFT tickets, as we have already mentioned for our viewers. Flybondi does not charge a transaction fees on primary ticket sales, and but receives the 2% fees on all secondary sales occurring on TravelX. So you mentioned about a travel agency. Let's say, for example, if TravelX is an agency, and there is an airlines who have taken this initiative, which also receives a 2%, and Flybondi also has an option to receive a percentage of any profit which is occurred through the sale with the smart contracts. So how this process will work? How we can simplify this, for our viewers to understand this news?
So what can happen is, if a traveler now wants to reschedule his flight or wants to cancel his flight, in the current circumstances, what happens is he will cancel his flight and he may lose money. And therefore, in this case, I think what TravelX is trying to do is the passenger who reschedules, that will cause a loss to the airline. And if in the second case, cancellation causes a loss to the passenger. In this case, the passenger can put up the tokenized ticket for sale to anyone. So say a second passenger now wants to take that ticket and utilize the ticket, he can buy it from the first passenger, and therefore the proceeds of that can be given back to the passenger. Maybe if there could be a surge pricing, or there could be if there's a surge pricing and things like that, that can be shared by TravelX and the airline. So what happens is no one loses, everyone gains. The first passenger, the second passenger, the travel agency, as well as the
airlines.
Therefore, everyone is secured. Whether passenger travels or doesn't travel, he reschedules or cancels, the ticket can still be utilized by someone else, and it can be done in a very short period of time without having to go through the present infrastructure. Currently, it will have to be cancelled at the travel agency as well as the airline, which are two different systems which don't talk to each other, or which talk to each other through a very cumbersome system. Now, that is the reason that airlines end up having to charge the high fees, which can be brought up.
So you are saying that the transaction fees, the time gap, the communication will improve. So, एक question to airline specific था. So, my second question to you is about the agency part. So, TravelX partnered with Air Europe, which was in April 22, and plans to tokenize tickets for 60 plus airlines in the near term. तो इंडिया में ये कभी implement होगा? और क्या इंडिया ये टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट कर रहा है? My first question to you is about the agency part. Are you working, sir, on any kind of project as far as this NFT ticketing is concerned, which is likely to transform the way we travel?
There are some opportunities that we're working, but mostly outside India. India right now, I think, is a bit slow on adoption of such technologies.
All right. So, since Flybondi's Ticket 3.0 initiative was a natural evolution of ticketing after physical tickets and e-tickets, as you have correctly mentioned about this process, the ticket tokenization has also potential to generate incremental revenue for the airlines by producing new distribution channels. So, you mentioned about a process wherein the time, the communication will improve, the efficiency will improve, the cost will come down. It will be done in record time. So how will this reduce the cost for airlines and fees for consumer sides? If you can just explain that.
So the cancellation cost, reschedule costs for an airline as well as a travel agency can come down significantly because those losses can be eliminated. Likewise, for the passenger also, today you may, if you cancel, say on the day of the travel or 1 or 2 days before travel, whether it is an airline or even a hotel reservation, which may be linked to a ticket, you may lose considerable amount of money in this as cancellation charges. Now, this can be optimized to a minimum. As soon as you cancel and you put it out for sale to another passenger or traveler, they are able to recoup that entire expense, and therefore no one loses money. So those losses can come down, and that will be, I would say, a big disruption in the travel industry today, because in some countries the cancellation losses, rescheduling losses can be as high as 6 to 7.
All right. So one last question before we let you go. As you have correctly said, the reduction of manual process may also lead to reduced services cost for the customers. On the agency side, it can also look, very promising that travel agencies and corporations may purchase tickets in bulk and sell or distribute NFT tickets themselves. But there is one more option that Flybondi has proposed for its B2C customers, that they can also sell these tickets. So how this is going to change the game, and what will be the role of agencies? I mean, I do understand, that while an airline opens a slot, these are the first individuals who go ahead with their corporate accounts and book the bulk of tickets and then distribute it to the customers. And with this advent of blockchain technology and distributed ledger technology, how customers will benefit from this move, and will they be able to have this fastest fingers first advantage?
Yeah. So when the losses for agencies and airlines go down for cancellation and rescheduling, the tickets will become cheaper, which means the end consumer will benefit more. And that's where the passengers will see higher value on a tokenized system, where all losses can be, therefore, will become transparent, and you know where you're losing money for both agencies and airlines. And therefore, they can optimize their costs much better and reduce, the ticket prices transparently.
Say for example, if I have booked a ticket to Argentina via Flybondi, I can sell those tickets to someone else, maybe at a premium. So this is actually a revenue generating opportunity for me as an individual or a B2C customer who is not looking to make profits, but I have an option to sell my ticket at, so maybe I purchased it at $100, and I'm getting an opportunity to sell someone who is ready to buy it $120. That means I make a $20 profit on that. So how do you see this move, for the customers going forward?
So that may not be something that that the travel industry will like to promote.
Okay.
What they will like, because it may lead to hoarding of tickets. What may happen more often is that, in the event of unforeseen cancellations or reschedulings, the passenger should not be penalized as far as possible. So the passenger can therefore sell his ticket in case of an emergency cancellation and things like that, which means he may realize whether it is 5%, 10%, 20% is a secondary matter. But when he sells the ticket to another passenger, there is the burden of cancellation is not taken on the agency or on the airline itself. And they still get a passenger as a replacement directly without having to put in the effort. So that is where I feel that in a practical world, airlines and travel agencies will be interested.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for highlighting and explaining this concept on NFT tickets for our viewers. It was a pleasure having you as always. And we hope that, someday we will also be able to sell our NFT tickets to someone who is in need, and if there is any cancellation opportunity. Thank you so much, sir, for being part of the interaction.
Thank you so much.